module. We'll introduce you Agile model in detail. Okay, right. Coming to waterfall model, for what kind of projects waterfall model is suggested?
Small projects with the clear
Requirements are very few.
with clear requirement.
Very few requirements to be implemented. That too, the requirements what we are implementing are very known and well clear to the development team. There are no confusion at what we are implementing. School management software, hospital management software, a supermarket billing software. Anybody can easily understand what we have to do in the market. What are the functionalities we have to implement in a school management system? Well understood. There won't be any much confusion because simple business systems. When we talk about a supermarket billing software, one login functionality, they buy the material to record the purchases, one functionality, purchases. They sell the material to the customer, sales, one operation, one functionality. To track the out of stock, to track the receipts and payments, few functionalities can be implemented. And there won't be any frequently changing requirement. It's a consistent business, same business. No changes in the business strategies. They buy the goods, they sell the goods. Even after 10 years also, business process is same. They buy the goods, sell the goods. There won't be any much changes in the application. To develop such kind of small projects, where the business requirements are well known and very clear, no confusion at requirement, waterfall model will be opted. In this scenario, number of requirements are very few, that too very clear. First, we focus on developing the product. No testing at the stage of development. After implementing the product, when the product is ready, we test before we deliver the product to the client. So only validation, no verification in waterfall model project, because we are implementing a small project, the two requirements are very clear. Testing is carried out after the implementation. Only validation, no verification. Is clear, right? Coming to V model. Number of requirements to be implemented on the projects are very few. Number of requirements to be implemented in the application are very few requirements to be implemented, but every requirement is a little complex, sensitive, risky requirement. Traffic signals application. Automatically, based on the time configuration, it should change the signals. Very few features. A very simple system, but a minor mistake also not agreed. Railway traffic signals, aeroplane navigation system, very critical system where a minor mistake also not accepted. It may result in big damage to the business, human lives also. Maybe after the class you can Google. In 1994, a Malaysian aeroplane is crashed. 356 people have died only because of the software bug. Software bug killed 356 people. How? Aeroplane navigation system is a software mechanism. It produced wrong signals. Pilot went in a wrong direction, resulted in a crash. Finally, the results of the crash, people have proven that this is all happened because of the software malfunctioning. Today, you know, aeroplane navigation system, traffic signals application, satellite mechanism, all are software applications, even medical treatment software. CT scan will function based on the software. It's a mission operated by a software. If there is a wrong program, mistake in the program, generated a wrong report, doctor will go for a wrong treatment. Such kind of applications, small projects, but every functionality is very critical, very, very carefully to be implemented. In this scenario, every stage of development, every development activity need to be cross-checked. First verify, later validate. So V model will be opted for developing small size of projects where the requirements are very sensitive, very critical, very complex. At every stage of development, testing is carried out. Verify are we building the right project or not? Requirements are properly documented or not? Have a cross check. Once the design done, don't go for development coding. Have a check design made as per the requirements or not. Check whether the code made as per the standards or not. The developed code working as expected or not. Test the application, then deliver it to the client. After you deliver the product also to the client will have a final check before making the final payment, before accepting the product, the delivered application ready to go for live or not, user acceptance testing. Right from the requirement till the delivery, at every stage of development, testing is carried out to find out the mistakes at early stages. First verification, further validation. Agile model is one of the incremental model, most popular model. When you talk about MNCs, big companies, they deal only big size of projects. Will Infosys, Tech Mahindra, Wipro, Accenture take small application, 20 lakhs application, 50 lakhs application, 1 CR application? If the minimum project cost is 100 CR, then only Infosys will go for bidding, otherwise no. Because it's a huge infrastructure. They deal only big size of consistent continuous maintenance project. Something like this. You want to construct a home at your hometown. If you go to L&T people and ask them, will they construct? If the project cost is minimum 1000 CR, then only L&T people will talk to you, otherwise no. They deal only big size of projects, right? Metro rail projects, ropeway bridges, heavy projects they deal because their business strategy model like that. They don't take local projects. Like MNC companies will not consider the local small supermarket billing system, hospital management system, a school website, they don't deal. They deal always big clients and big projects because their infrastructure huge. You know, Infosys, 1 lakh people working, correct? 1 lakh plus people working. Approximately 1,40,000 people working in a company, Infosys. Only for their salaries and building maintenance, rents and all, 900 CR per month. If they want to generate 900 crores of revenue in a month, they have to deal big size of projects only, correct? If they deal local project, they have to close their business. You know about their infrastructures and all, correct? They maintain such kind of infrastructure because they deal big clients and big projects. Godrej, Walmart, General Motors, Cadbury's, only such big projects they deal, they don't touch the local projects. In that scenario, Agile model will be taken. Godrej running their business, Walmart running their business, General Motors car manufacturing company. They wanted technology support for their operations. They gave a contract to a big MNC like Infosys or Tech Mahindra or Wipro, something like this. They focus on doing their business. These people on the back end provide the technology for their business, correct? ICICI Bank focus on doing finance business. They do not focus on technology. They focus only on doing the business. But to do the business, they need a technology support. On the back end, one software company will provide a technology support for their operation. You know, software company business is technology solution providers, correct? What is the business of the software company? They are technology service providers. You run your business, I provide the technology for your business. For the services what I am giving to your business, make the payment for that. I focus only on technology. You focus on your business. I provide the technology support for your business from the back end. That is the software company business. Technology service providers. Correct? So here, bigger organization deal only big projects and big clients where Agile model will come into the picture. Any MNC you take, 99%, 99.99%, you see only Agile model. You don't see waterfall model, V model in the MNCs. Only startup companies will deal local projects where waterfall model, V model will be coming to the picture. When you talk about any big organization, they deal big clients, they deal big projects, so definitely they will go with Agile model, where a big project divided into multiple modules, every module further divided into small pieces called sprints. Sprint by sprint software gets implemented. Supposing totally 200 functionalities to be developed in one website, one product. In waterfall model approach, 200 functionalities to implement 200 features, we plan one lengthy schedule, 3-4 months of schedule. If you plan for a longer duration, the team will not work in an aggressive manner. Slowly people will work. Lazily people will work. When you have a tight schedule, then only very aggressively people will work. Agree? 200 functionalities you 4 people have to develop. 4 months of time. 200 functionalities, 4 months of time. Slowly people will start the work. For 200 functionalities, you want to write test cases. Instead, the agile model concept is 200 functionalities available in the entire product. Say module 1 has 50, module 2 has 50, module 3 has another 100, say. Now as a project manager, generally project manager called Scrum Master in agile model terminology. Scrum Master. Here the project manager, Scrum Master, divide the project into modules first. Module 1, module 2, module 3. How many modules, how many features to implement in the module 1? Let's say there are about 40, 50. Let's say 40 features to be implemented in module 1. Now what I will do, rather than planning a schedule for implementing 40 or 200, I'll plan a schedule to implement only 2-3 major business requirements. Say for example, it is a e-commerce website. First page to be designed, first functionality to be designed is home page of the website. The first business requirement to be implemented, home page of the e-commerce product. Number 1, first requirement, home page. Then, customers will come to our website. They should be able to create an account. They should be able to create an account. This is the second requirement. They should be able to log in. This is the third requirement. They should be able to reset forgotten password. Fourth requirement. Once they log in, they should be able to change the password and update the profile. Recovery password is different, change password is different, correct? Right. They should, after login, maybe I know my password, I want to change it. I want to update my profile, contact number, address, something like this. Say these 4-5 requirements planned to implement in the first schedule. Assume the project manager decided home page, user registration, login, recovery password, change password, updating the profile. These are the few features first we implement. First we start from here. I decided it. Now I'll organize a meeting. I'll plan the work and organize a meeting. BA, business analyst, will come into the picture. In waterfall model terminology, we call this person as a business analyst. In agile model terminology, the same person called as a product owner. This person will organize a KT about the requirements planned to implement to the team members. Developers, testers available in the meeting. The BA will give a KT about these 4-5 business requirements planned to implement in the first schedule. First, we have to develop the home page for the website. In the home page, first we need to put the logo on the left side corner. We have to put the company title on the top corner in the middle. We have to put user registration link, login functionality. To recover the password below the login page, we need to have reset password link, forgotten password link, something like this. He will explain the requirements to the team members who are listening here, developers and testers. Lengthy FRS, SRS will not be prepared in agile model. KTs will be given. Meetings are organized. These are called technically Scrum meetings. Scrum project meetings are generally called Scrum meetings, where the product owner, business analyst, subject matter expert will explain what are the requirements we have to implement in the first schedule, first 1 week. Schedule will be maximum of 1 week or 10 days, not more than that. Sometimes 2 days also. The next 1 week, what are the functionalities we have to develop? A small KT will be given. Requirements are explained to the team members. While BA explaining the requirement, people will make a short note about it. Once the KT is completed, the team members will post the question to the BA. Sir, it is not clear, it is not clear. BA will answer their questions, clarify the requirement. First, he will explain the requirement. He will give a KT and get a confirmation from the team member. Understood? Understood. They posted some questions. Sir, can you explain this once again? Not understood. He will explain. I have some question in this particular module. He will explain. Once team member said, sir, everything is clear what we have to develop and what we have to test, BA log off from the meeting. Scrum Master, project manager will come into the picture. Define a plan, allot the work to the team members. You develop homepage of the website. You develop login page. You develop change password page. You write scenarios and test cases for homepage. You write test cases for login and recovery password. You write test cases for updating a profile and change password. Work allotted to the developers and testers. Time deadlines will be given. So by day after tomorrow, you have to finish the job. 2 days of time given. Day after tomorrow, you have to finish the development, you have to finish the testing. I was not given 100 requirements for 2 days. Only 1 or 2 requirements are given for development, 1 or 2 requirements are given for writing the test cases. Time deadline given day after tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, one more meeting organized. Day after tomorrow, one more meeting organized by the Scrum Master. Developers and QA people will assemble again. Whatever the work assigned to you, you need to demonstrate the output. You have to show the output to the project manager. Whatever the test cases you have created, you need to demonstrate to the project manager. I'll have a review here, whether everything correctly implemented or not. I give some comments. No, change the home page like this. Change the updating a profile page like this. 1 day time is given again. No, this test case is not enough. You have to add these 2 test cases also. Some comments are given by the senior person. Based on the comments given by the Scrum Master, again some little development activity modified, test case also will be modified. Another next day, again one more review meeting. One more review meeting. Again the output will be verified. Whatever the comments are given, accordingly system modified or not. Newly test case are added or not. When I am happy with the output, no, here only review happened, right? Now, I'll assign the work to the QA people. So today, 40 test cases are available. You 3 people together complete the 40 test cases execution. By end of the day, you need to submit the defects to the development team. So tomorrow, you have to fix all the defects, whatever you received from the QA team. And tomorrow evening, again, there will be one more review meeting. After testing, again, output will be demonstrated to the Scrum Master. Previous review is before testing. After testing, again, there will be a review meeting. If I am happy with the output, this I'll demonstrate to my client. So this 1 week, this is what we build for your business. So this is your home page. This is how customers can create their account. This is how customers can log in. This is how customers can able to reset their password when they forget the password. This is how the end users or customer can update their profile. I'll take the confirmation from the actual business client, actual customer. He given 1 or 2 comments. Based on the client given comment, again the system gets modified, again demonstrated. Customer said, okay, fine, everything is fine. Keep it aside, plan next 4 requirements in the next schedule. Another 4 requirements in the next schedule. Another 4 requirements in the next schedule. Like this, in multiple schedules, multiple releases, first build will have only 4 requirements. Second build will have 4 plus 4, 8. Third build will have, build meaning, any compiled format of the application called a build or release or a version. So first 4 requirement, second build, 8 requirement, third build, 12 requirement, fourth build, 16 requirement. Like this, in multiple cycles, system gets implemented. In this scenario, every modified version need to be retested, right? First build has only 4 requirements to be tested. You are adding 4 more requirements to the existing system. Version 2 created. Version 2 will be having 8 requirements. So version 2 need to be again tested. Version 3 need to be again tested. Build 4, build 5. Every new version need to be retested. Instead of doing this retesting every time manually, better we go for automation. If you are working on Agile model project, automation testing will start from the beginning. Understand the point here? If you are really working on Agile model project, automation given more priority. Wherever there is a chance to automate, automate. No chance to automate, then only plan for manual work. Rest of the things completely automation. Understand the point here? 15 years back, 18 years back, we don't have much automation because the reason is you don't have this kind of applications in the olden days. That time only manual testing will go. 15 years back, 18 years back, we have software application, simple business application. Not like nowadays, 18 years back, we have ATM machines. We have online payment gateway systems like nowadays. No. We have application, but small size of application. Simple business system, where we used to implement the project following waterfall model. That time we used to test after development only one time, deliver the product to the client. Automation testing not in demand that time, only manual testing. Today mostly projects are agile model project. Every week, every 10 days there are some updates are happening. Every updated version need to be retested. Rather than doing this testing manually every time demands more manpower, demands more time, together increase my testing cost. To minimize this, from the scratch we are planning automation testing when you are working for agile model project. If you are really working on waterfall model project, V model project, mostly manual testing you see. Clear about this? Just a given outline, and after learning STLC, I'll same with a little extension we'll discuss about agile model, and we see how to do testing in agile model projects after learning testing. Understand the point? Here Jira is a agile project management tool. Before I start explaining the Jira tool for test management, first I'll introduce you about the agile model terminology. What is AP? What is a user story? What is a task item? How the agile project management will happen in real time. Then we start learning using the Jira for agile project management. So let me introduce you the next chapter, software testing techniques. Take the chapter 3, software testing techniques. So second chapter is clear, right? SDLC is clear, right, everybody? Right. Online team is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So now the next chapter, software testing techniques. Techniques we can also call software testing approaches or approaches. Software testing techniques or approaches. Software testing techniques, software testing methodologies, software testing approaches, all meaning is same. This one diagram will explain you complete software testing from the requirement till the delivery of the product to the client. Just you go through the diagram for a minute. One diagram explaining you the entire software testing from the requirement phase till the delivery of the product to the client. Nowadays, software testing approach is both verification and validation. Old approach is only validation. The verification, other technical name, static testing. Verification, other name is static testing. For validation, other name is dynamic testing. Why the verification called static? What is verification? Verification.
Because it is a continuous process, static process.
Come again?
So because it is a continuous process of testing, sir. From the beginning itself, every step we have to test.
No, actually, what are the various static testing activities? One, the requirements are documented. SRS, FRS kind of documents are prepared. Requirements are prepared. A senior person will have a check. These requirements are correctly, all customer expectations are properly documented or not, correct? That is called requirement level reviews. Requirement documents need to be verified, requirement reviews. My question, in order to confirm the requirements are properly documented or not, is any code gets executed? No. Is any application getting executed? No. As nothing is getting run, nothing is getting executed, reading and checking. Nothing is getting executed. Reading and checking. Static process, static approach, static testing, because nothing is getting executed. Generally, in website terminologies, we see static pages, dynamic pages, variables, static variables, dynamic variables. Static meaning constant, dynamic meaning changing, executing and changing. In the entire verification, no code is getting executed, no application is getting executed, hence the process also called as static process, static approach, static testing. Once the code implemented, programmer will run the code and check my code is working or not, will execute the code and test my code is working or not. Dynamic process. QA team members, how you check login functionality working or not? We enter some username, we enter some password and click submit button. When you click submit button, something gets executed inside, correct? As programmer running the code and testing, we are interacting with the application by supplying some data, by performing some actions and testing. As something is getting executed, this approach is called dynamic approach, dynamic testing. So software testing basically classified into verification and validation. The other name for verification, static testing. The other name for validation is dynamic testing. How this verification, static testing carried out in companies? By doing some reviews and walkthroughs. How requirement documents are confirmed? BA and his team prepare the documents. A domain expert, senior business analyst will have a check, everything is correctly documented or not. What it is called technically? Requirement documents will be verified, reviewed by the domain expert. Review meaning? Generally, what is the meaning of a review? Cross-checking. Any project development related job can be called as a review. Requirements are reviewed by the business analyst. Once the requirements are verified, confirmed, approved requirement documents are given to design team. Project architecture is made. Use case diagrams are made. Whether the design made as per the requirements or not will be cross-checked, reviewed. By whom? Design reviews responsible system architect. Once the code is made, once the design is reviewed and approved design will be handed over to the development team. After building the code, a senior developer will have a check the code made as per the standards or not. The code prepared as per the standards or not. A programmer should not write the code as they wish. Every code on the top, there should be some comment section. In a very simple English, comment section should explain what is this program, what are the inputs for this program, what is the output of this program, who prepared and when prepared. Rather than reading the 100 lines of technical code, just by reading the comment section, anybody should be able to understand what for this program is made. Java program or Python program, whatever, before you start the technical code, first we need to put a comment section. The comment section must explain description of the program, what for this program is made, what are the inputs, what is the output, who prepared and when prepared. So instead of reading the complete technical code, by reading the comment section, in future anybody should be able to understand, okay, what is this program finally doing. Understand the point here? And programmer will declare some variables. They should not simply declare variables like a comma, b comma, c or x comma, y comma, z. They should follow some naming rules. Say I am declaring a variable to store the employee number. E number is a variable name. EMP ID, EMP number, E number, so that anybody can understand, okay, this variable is used for storing the employee number, EMP name. So anybody can instead of B, it is preferred to declare a variable with a name called E name. So anybody can understand, okay, this variable to store the employee name. Employee number of data type integer, int E number, str E name, dbl cell, so that in future also anybody can understand what is the purpose of this code. Today these people involved in writing the code, tomorrow they left the company. I recruited other new two programmers, but they are not understanding what the codes these people have prepared. It's a question mark of continuation, correct? So there are some coding rules, coding standards to be followed for ease of understanding the code, for ease of enhanceability in future maintenance. So after writing the code, a senior developer will have a check the code made by following the rules, by following the standards or not. There are some coding standards. Developers will be knowing it. Like we follow testing standard, they have to follow coding standards. Such activity is called code review. Who is responsible for doing code reviews? Developer. Then test case reviews. See, my team members created some test cases. My team members prepared some test cases for validating a product. No guarantee these test cases are enough, correct? As a senior person, I need to have a check the prepared test cases are enough for testing the product or not. I ask my team members, you write test cases for these 4 requirements. They created and submitted to me. What is the guarantee these test cases are properly designed? They may miss 1 or 2. They may do some mistakes while documenting test data or expected something. So I need to have a check the prepared test case correctly documented or not, and prepared test cases are enough for testing this product or not. This activity is called test case reviews. Who will do test case reviews? Team members will prepare test cases, submit it to the next level, lead level. The lead will verify and confirm the prepared test cases are enough for testing the product or not. So team lead also belongs to tester category. Requirement reviews, design reviews, code reviews, test case reviews are the different types of reviews carried out in organization. By doing these kind of reviews, we confirm yes, we are building right. Yes, we are building the right product, not after building. In order to confirm are we building the right product or not, at every stage of implementation, corresponding cross-check activity need to be performed. Requirements need to be reviewed, design need to be reviewed, code need to be reviewed, prepared test case also need to be reviewed. These are the different types of reviews carried out in organizations. Requirements are verified, reviewed by the domain expert, BA, design verified by the architect, code verified by the developer, test cases are verified and confirmed by the senior testers, team lead. Walkthroughs. What do you mean by walkthrough? Knowledge transfer sessions. KTs. Knowledge transfer sessions are called walkthroughs. What do you mean by knowledge transfer sessions? See, these 4 people working in our organization for last 3 years, they have very good experience in testing. But in the previous experience, they worked on a banking project, they worked on a ERP project, they worked on an e-commerce project. They never worked on a insurance domain project. Understand my point here? Now the new client and new project is an insurance domain project. These people are new to insurance business domain. They do not know. They know they worked on banking earlier. They worked on ERP. They worked on e-commerce. First time these 4 people working on the insurance project. The previous project is closed. Now I move these team members to a new client, new project, that is insurance domain. They know how to write scenario. They know how to write test cases. They know how to develop automation program. They have the experience, but they are new to the domain, insurance domain. What to do? Will you fight these 4 people and hire new people? What is the guarantee new people know about insurance domain? Any good organization believes training a resource is a solution for a company, not firing a resource. Understand the point here? Once software organizations are recruited, until unless there is a serious situation condition, they do not fire. Because firing the employees will give a bad mark for the software company. Next time the employees will think about, new people will think about joining with the company. A good organization, professionally managed organization will never fire the people. If one employee is not able to do it properly, if I am firing this person, hiring the new person, what is the guarantee new person will do properly? Second employee also not doing properly, again I am firing the second person, hiring the new person, what is the guarantee here? Funnel here, what I am doing? I am focusing on firing and hiring, not focusing on doing the business. Understand? Business is I have to focus on doing the business, not firing and hiring. So train the people, give the KTs, explain the product, they will understand and they start doing the work. Because any new client, any new domain, first we need to understand. So in organization, KTs are given, trainings are given, trainings also will be given about the product domain, meetings, discussions, trainings, knowledge transfer sessions, all comes under walkthrough. Walkthrough nothing but explaining a product domain, explaining a technology, explaining a process to the team is called generally walkthrough. See, let's deliver a statement like this. Yesterday we had a walkthrough on banking domain. One of our team members said, yesterday we had a walkthrough on banking domain meeting, a meeting organized, a discussion organized, a training given about the banking domain to the team members. That is called walkthroughs. Walkthroughs will help the team members to understand the domain better. If you understand something in a better way, we don't do more mistakes, correct? Finally, what is the purpose of this entire verification? Whatever the work we are doing, what is the final objective of doing verification? To minimize the mistakes as many as possible, correct? By doing some reviews and walkthroughs, we try to minimize the mistakes. On the other side, dynamic testing, validation. Developed code and developed application working as expected or not is called validation, dynamic testing. Dynamic testing carried out at 4 levels: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing. Once one code is implemented, login.prg is developed, programmer will run the code and check developed code working or not, called unit testing. Once all components are independently tested, integrate, check the overall output at code level, called integration testing. These unit testing and integration testing are collectively called white box testing carried out by the development team. Code level testing is called white box testing. Why the name white box? As a programmer doing testing on the code which is visible to them, clear to them, the name given as white box testing. If I write something in the whiteboard, will be visible to you or no? Hence the name is given as white box testing. Once the code is tested, white box testing done, code translated into executable format of the application given to testing team. You validate the functional requirement, non-functional requirement on the developed system in a client point of view, called system testing. After system testing, we deliver the product to the client. Any customer, before making a final payment, before giving a sign off, will have a check the delivered application ready to go for live business or not, called user level acceptance testing. System testing, user acceptance testing carried out on the application in a customer business point of view, without having the access to the code, without seeing the code, because we are doing testing at application level, not at code level. As we are not seeing what is the code inside, as nothing is visible what is inside, the process named as black box testing. Right from the requirement reviews till the user acceptance testing, these are the various testing activities carried out. Requirements are verified by the BA, design verified by the architect, code verified by the developer, code tested by the developer. Code verified, code reviews, also white box testing, developer responsibility. Test cases we are preparing, we'll have a check, the prepared test cases are enough for testing the project or not. That is our job. Test case reviews is our job. Our meaning, maybe our senior person will verify. And executing the planned test cases to conduct the system testing. To perform system testing in an effective manner, proper manner, first we plan what to test, how to test, document. They are called test cases. Verified test cases, approved test cases will be executed on the system for doing system testing. Understand the point? Approved test cases will be executed to test the system. That is called system testing. Once system testing done, to our knowledge everything is fine, we give the project to the customer. Customer will have a final check before accepting the product, called user acceptance testing. In this entire discussion, our job is this system testing. Clear about this, right? So these are the different software testing methodologies, software testing approaches. I'll explain some little notes about the other topics. From here, we focus on our job, that is system testing. Clear about this? See, if I'm giving a corporate training, if I'm training the working people, directly I start from system testing. These many days, what I have discussed will not discuss. Not required, because already they are working. A company planning to move a team to QA testing, they should know what the actual practical work what they do. Directly I start my training from system testing. But as you are a student, you are going to give an interview. If there are some questions like what is verification, what is validation, why software application will have defects, what is positive testing, what is negative testing, you have to answer the interview questions, correct? For that reason, we are discussing about all these three concepts. Listen, any interview first will start from interview questions, right?
Yes, sir.
Some basic questions will be asked. What is white box testing? What is a review? What is a walkthrough? Why software application will have defect? If you are able to answer this question, then only you get a chance to go for second level of interview. Agree? You are not able to answer these basic questions, you have to return home. I mean, you cannot continue further. So, as you are a student, you need both theoretical and practical approach. If you are a working person, directly you can go start from practical approach. To give the interview, to answer the interview, you should have theoretical knowledge also. Otherwise, you cannot crack the interview. Agreed? For that reason, in this training, we are learning both theoretical part and as well as practical part. Whatever we are learning is completely theory part now. Clear about it? Right. Note on this diagram. Software testing methodologies have this diagram. Venkat, stop recording for 2 minutes. Take like this. Software testing basically classified into, software testing is classified into, classified into two types. What are they? Verification and validation. Take it. Software testing classified into verification, first one verification, second one validation. What is the other name for verification? Static testing. Take it. Verification, also called as static testing. Verification, also called as static testing, validation, also called as dynamic testing. Validation, also called as dynamic testing. So verification, other name static testing. Validation, other name is dynamic testing. Next paragraph. How the verification carried out in companies? By doing some reviews and walkthroughs. Take it. Verification carried out in organizations. Verification carried out in organization by conducting reviews and walkthroughs. By conducting reviews and walkthroughs. See, all these notes will help you to answer the basic interview questions. First level of basic interview level of questions. Okay? Take somebody review. What is a review? Review. What do you mean by review? How you answer the question, what is a review? Cross-checking, examining any project development related work. Cross-checking any project development related work can be called as a review. Take it. Examining, simple words, cross-checking. Examining any project development related work, any project development related work, examining, cross-checking any project development related work is called review. Examining any project development related work is called review. Okay. So what are the different types of reviews carried out in organizations? requirement reviews, design reviews, code reviews, and test case reviews. Take it. Different types of reviews. Different types of reviews. What are the different types of reviews carried out in organizations? Requirement reviews by the business analyst. Design documents are reviewed, design reviews by the system architect. The code prepared as per the standards are not, code reviews by the developers. The prepared test cases enough for testing the project are not, called test case reviews by the tester. Generally, team lead will do this, your lead will do this. He also belongs to testers category, test lead, team lead. Then what is a walkthrough? Take it, walkthrough. Knowledge transfer sessions, shortly KTs. Knowledge transfer sessions, shortly KTs, are called walkthroughs. Knowledge transfer sessions, shortly KTs, are called walkthroughs. A senior person will explain the requirements to the team members, called a walkthrough. Supposing your automation testing team, you are my automation testing team. As of now, we are using Selenium 3 version for building the automation script. Today, Selenium 4.0 came into the picture. Next version of the Selenium released into the market. As a senior person, my responsibility, I need to explore what are the new features given in the Selenium 4. Maybe after some time, I'll organize a KT to my team members because I have to train my team. I have to guide my team. That is the lead responsibility. I'll give a KT about what are the new features introduced in the Selenium 4 version. I'll explain to my team members, these are the new features introduced in the Selenium 4 version. From the next project onwards, we use the Selenium 4.0 for developing automation script. These are the new features available. Any training, any meeting, any discussion about a domain, about a technology, about a process can be called as a walkthrough. Another example. Assume that in our company, as of now, we are recording the defects in an Excel sheet. As of now, in our company, we are recording the defects in an Excel sheet. Our management made a decision, hereafter we go with a bug reporting tool like Jira. We bought the Jira tool. From here, our management made a decision, we use Jira tool for our day-to-day work management. Now, a senior person will give a training to the team members. Like this, we have to use the Jira tool. Hereafter, from next project onwards, we use the Jira tool for managing our day-to-day job. This is how we have to make use of the Jira tool. A small training is given. Any training, any meeting, any discussion about a technology, about a process, about a domain comes under walkthroughs. Understand the point here? Because technology, frequently updating. The senior people need to explore, train the team, then make them ready for the work. That is the lead responsibility. Such kind of discussion, such kind of meetings, such kind of trainings can be called as walkthroughs. By giving KTs, by organizing reviews, we are trying to minimize the mistakes as many as possible in development and testing. All this comes under verification activity. Clear about this? Take it, dynamic testing. That is validation. So what comes under dynamic testing? White box testing and black box testing. Listen. After implementing the code, developers will check the developed code working as expected or not. My code working properly or not. That is the developer job. If I am a Python developer, Java developer, my job not just writing the code. I have to confirm to my next level whatever the code I created is correct. Not just writing the code. After writing the code, at least one time I run my code and check my code is working as expected or not. The developed code working as expected or not. You heard about debugging anywhere in programming, debugging kind of concept? After writing the code, programmer will run the code. Check the developed program giving the correct output or not. If not, again they run the code statement by statement to understand where is the problem, why it is giving the wrong output, why it is showing this runtime error. Then they analyze the problem and rectify the problem. Finally, they make sure the code what they have implemented producing the expected output, correct output. Such method is called white box testing. Debugging comes under white box testing. At first, every program need to be individually, independently tested. Called? Every program need to be independently tested. Called unit testing. I'm a programmer asked to implement one calculator application. My first program sum.prg. Second program subtract.prg. Next program multiplication.prg. Next program division.prg. Here, addition.prg can be considered as one unit. Subtract.prg considered as another unit. Each and every program will have some business logic inside, some code inside. No guarantee this code made as properly. I need to run the first program and check whether it is giving the correct output or not. I have to run my second program and check my code is giving the correct output or not. This approach is called unit testing. Every component, every module, every unit, component, module, all same. It's English. Defect or bug, same. Some people also call it as a issue. Issue meaning bug. Ticketing meaning ticketing system. Nowadays, trending terminology, developer will ask, you post a ticket, you raise a ticket, I'll resolve it. You raise a ticket, I'll resolve it. Ticket meaning here, bug. English, there are many synonyms for one word, correct? We can use a word defect or a bug or a ticket or a issue. But as per IEEE 829 standards, IEEE 829 standards, we have to use a word called defect or a bug. But generally, using terminologies, people will use some words. So every program needs to be independently tested first, unit testing. Later, all programs are combined and tested, integration testing. Once the code tested, code converted into application given to testing team, not the code. Whatever the application given, in the given application, all customer expected functional requirements, non-functional requirements are justified or not, we need to check. System level testing. To our knowledge, everything is fine, we deliver the project to the client. No client will blindly make a payment. We'll have a check, the received application ready to go for the business or not, called user acceptance testing. Finally, dynamic testing carried out at 4 levels: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing. Continue. Dynamic testing. Checking the developed code and developed application working as expected or not. Developed code and developed application working as expected or not is called dynamic testing. Developed code and developed application working as expected or not is called dynamic testing. Continuation. Dynamic testing carried out at 4 levels. Dynamic testing carried out at 4 levels. They are, list out these: unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing. unit testing, system integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing. This unit testing and integration testing is collectively called white box testing. System testing and user acceptance testing are collectively called black box testing. The mixture of white box testing and black box testing is called, what is this? Gray box testing. Why the name gray? White and black mixture is called gray. No, that is the reason. When you mix the two colors white and black, you get a gray color. White is called gray, completely not visible, completely not hidden. Database testing is the best example for gray box testing. We'll talk about that. Right. First, let us see what is this white box testing. Take somebody, white box testing. See, what do you mean by how you define white box testing? Let's assume this is the source code of the project. Code of one application. Consider the application is some payroll application, employee payroll management system. What is employee payroll management system? Employees attendance, their leave management, their salary management, all employee related activities management inside a company can be automated using a software called payroll software application. See, in this payroll software application, let's say there is one program, employee attendance.prg. This program calculates number of days an employee attended in a month. 28 days, 29 days, 31 days, something like this. There's one more program in the same code, gross salary. It's calculating all gross salary component like basic, DA, HRA together, saying for these many days, these are gross salary. There's one more program here called deductions, the professional tax, total deductions of an employee for the month. On the top, there is one more program called payslip. To generate a payslip, number of days an employee attended in a month, gross salary, deductions, then only a payslip can be generated. So here, once this program is created, this program alone is called one unit. This program can be called as another unit. Every separatable piece of code can be called as one unit. Every unit will have some code inside, correct? Yes. This code will have if condition, while loop, do loop, SQL queries, Ajax, jQuery, something like this. No guarantee this logic is made properly. After building the logic, programmer will run the code and test this code working as expected or not. It's called one unit testing. Programmer will run this code and check this program also producing the correct gross salary for the employee or not. Another unit testing. Like all programs will be independently tested first. Unit testing. Now, employee attendance, gross salary, deduction, when all integrated, then only the payslip can be correctly generated. This program giving one output, this program giving one output, this program giving one output. With the output of the three programs, a payslip getting generated. Finally, it is producing the right output or not, right payslip or not, also need to be once again tested at code level. Integration and testing, integration testing. Finally, this unit testing and integration testing carried out by the developers at code level to ensure the developer code is producing the correct output or not. So precisely white box testing equal to the unit testing and integration testing. So take the definition for white box testing. Testing conducted on the source code, the Java code or PHP code or Python code, whatever it may be. Testing conducted on the source code by developers to confirm the developed code is producing the correct output or not. Developer code is producing the correct output or not is called white box testing. Developed code is producing the right output or not is called white box testing. Continuation. Unit testing and integration testing are collectively together called white box testing. Unit testing, integration testing are collectively together called white box testing. Take subheading unit testing. What do you mean by unit here? A smallest separable piece of code. Generally, I'll show you. Look at this example. I'm just opening the Java code what I built earlier in Selenium trainings. My Java program name, Java class name, app utils. What is this? The selector portion. Code for launching some web application on the Chrome browser. For any web application you are testing, what is the very first step? Say you are testing Gmail application login functionality. What is the very first step to test? Open the browser, enter gmail.com and click go button, correct? This is the first step. For the first step, I created one unit here. Launch app is a function name. Launch app, one function, can be called as one unit. This close application alone is called another unit. Every program unit will have some logic inside. No guarantee this code is correct. After building this code, I will run my code and check my code is properly launching the Chrome browser, deleting the cookies, and accessing the application or not. Something like this. My code is working as expected. What is expected? You should launch the application. This is called unit testing. The source code will have some function, some procedures. Every function will have some logic inside. No guarantee this logic is producing the correct output. Once I implemented the logic, I need to run my code and test this logic is working correctly or not. This kind of approach is called unit testing. Here, this unit need to be tested. This unit also need to be tested. After testing the units independently, I'm calling the units and checking they are working as expected or not. Many programs are calling here to develop a suite. It's actually a main test. Every unit will have some logic inside. No guarantee this logic working as expected. Programmer need to run the code and confirm my unit is producing the correct output or not, called unit testing. Take some short notes about it. Unit testing. A smallest portion, a smallest separatable portion, a smallest separatable portion in the source code of the application, a smallest separatable portion in the source code of the application, a smallest separatable portion in the source code of the application, such as functions, procedures, are called program units, code units, are called code units. Program units or code units, whatever it may be. A smallest separatable piece of code in the source code of the project can be called as a unit, code unit, program unit. Continuation. Each program unit will have some business logic. Each program unit will have some business logic. What do you mean by business logic? The code, the source code. Code also can be called as logic, business logic. Continuation. No guarantee this code is working properly. Programmer implemented, but no guarantee the code is working correctly. To confirm this, after implementing the code, programmer will run the code, developer will run the code and check. Programmer will run the code and check the developed code is producing the correct output or not, correct or expected output or not. The developed code is producing the correct or expected output or not, which is called unit testing. The developed code is producing the expected output or not, this approach, which is called unit testing. Take it, integration testing. Let's say if there are about 10 units inside the source code, first all units will be individually tested. First program working correctly, second program working correctly, third program working correctly. Now all programs are put together, the main code is the main program is created. A main program calling all the subprograms. Together it is giving the right output or not. Electronics engineer asked to make a motherboard. The motherboard, let us say, offering 4 functionalities. The motherboard finally giving 4 functionalities. For functionality 1, they make a chip. For second functionality, they make another chip. For third functionality, one more chip. Fourth functionality, one more chip. First, each and every chip functionality independently tested. Later, 4 chips are put together in a board. The entire board functionalities will be tested again. Integration of all chips together, and they integrated through a soldering, through a wiring, something connected. After connecting all 4 programs, final output, it is giving a correct output or not, need to be tested. It's called integration and testing. Take it, integration testing. Once all units are tested, developer integrates all units together. Developer integrate all units together, then check the overall output at code level. After integration, then check the overall output at code level. The overall output at code level, which is called integration testing. After integrating all code units together, it is producing the right final output or not, need to be verified again, called integration testing. Finally, the purpose of doing this code level testing, to minimize the mistakes as many as possible at code level. At least one time code need to be run and tested by the development team. What is the objective of doing white box testing? I prepared some code. Let's say there are 2 mistakes made in the code. For example, by doing a cross check, by executing my code, at least I can able to identify one and rectify. To minimize the mistakes as many as possible at code level, at least one time code need to be executed and tested by the development team. That is the goal behind doing white box testing. Make a note. The objective of white box testing, the purpose of doing code level testing, that is called objective of white box testing, to minimize the mistakes, as many as possible, at code level. At least one time code need to be run and tested. The purpose of doing code level testing, to reduce the mistakes as many as possible at code level, at least one time code need to be tested. Simple. A developer created one program, say login.prg. Say 20 lines of code is created. Assumption, there are 2 mistakes made in this code. While developing the code, I made 2 mistakes here. By doing this code level testing, out of 2, at least I'll able to identify one because of the code tested. At least I able to identify the one, and this one is rectified because of the code tested. 50% of the cost or time can be saved. To minimize the mistakes as many as possible, I don't say programmer can recognize all. Try to minimize the mistakes as many as possible at code level by doing at least one time code level testing. Still something left in, testers will find out there. Because the later the code is getting compiled into one application, giving to QA team, right? They will also try to find out the defect. From your end, if I am a developer from my end, I should not release a product with more bugs. In order to minimize the mistakes as many as possible at code level, at least one time I will run my code and test my code. Right. After doing this code level testing, code converted into one application, that mobile application, mobile APK, or that web application given to QA team, testing team. Now we check whatever the way system is built, that is developer's choice. How the developer build the code, that is developer choice. But final output meeting my client expectations or not, that is my focus here. The inside the code are Java or Python, I don't worry. Whether the programmer implemented a while loop or a for loop, I don't worry. How the programmer implemented the other parts of the code, I don't worry. Only I focus on final output, the end product, meeting my client expectations or not. If not, bug. If yes, deliver the product. That is the tester job. Validating the functional requirement, validating the non-functional requirement in a customer business point of view is called system testing. That is our job. If the system is a small school management system, I plan to do the system testing with manual effort. If the system we are planning to implement on an agile model, big size of project, wherever there is a chance to automate, we automate. Where no chance to automate, we plan to do it manually. Understand the point here? Right. So I stop here today. So all clear? Whatever we discussed today, clear? Clear, right? From here we focus on our subject, that is system testing subject. Functional testing, non-functional testing with manual effort, also with automation effort. From here actual our subject starts. How to do functional testing, how to do non-functional testing manually with the support of the tools. That is our learning objective here. Clear about this? Right. Are you coming tomorrow? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
My staff I have given already leave.
Yes, sir.
Actually, we given off for all the batches from tomorrow. Next class will be on Monday. Okay? So only for you again I have to stop my staff. It's okay, fine? So happy